Hi, welcome to the online course on cybersecurity offered by the Departments of Computer Science and Engineering and the Department of Information Technology of Sri Ramakrishna Engineering College, Coimbatore. This video deals with the topic how cybersecurity has evolved with disruptive technologies. Security does not simply mean firewalls and antivirus anymore. I am Dr. V. Karpagam, Professor from the Department of Information Technology, SREC. I am a Level 2 certified professional from National Cyber Safety, Security and Standards Council. I hold an allied certification in the course on cryptography and network security from IIT Bombay. I hold a Bronze Level Partnership Award from Infosys Mysuru and a Coursera certification in Introduction to TensorFlow for Artificial Intelligence, Machine Learning and Deep Learning. I am a life member of ISTE, CSI and Data Security Council of India, Coimbatore chapter. Here you can see a pedestrian, a person on a two-wheeler, and a man driving a car, each following some safety measures, but of course, no one is 100% safe. But I hope you'll agree with me that the person who is walking is comparatively more safe than the other two who are using technology. The same applies to the cyber realm too. With technology comes comfort, convenience, increased agility, portability, and efficiency. But together with it comes increased danger. Here you have a list of disruptive technologies which has its impact on cybersecurity. The list can also be thought of as an agenda for today's session. Mobile technologies, Internet of Things, robotics and automation or Industry 4.0, artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, data analytics, and quantum computing. We are yet to see whether these technologies are a boon or bane to mankind. Here is a list of mobile technologies: GPS, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, SIM, cellular network, NFC, SD card, and the power and synchronization cable, that is the mobile phone charger. GPS connects us to the physical world in a way we've never been connected before. Say I check into a store in Bombay. When I check out, Google asks me, "Hey Karpagam, how was ABC store?" which may be a threat to my privacy. Coffee shops, malls, and other public places often provide free access to Wi-Fi wireless hotspots, but it comes with the danger of being digitally mugged. Someone at the next table may be stealing sensitive data from your device. Bluetooth is vulnerable to attacks like bluejacking, where someone can send a vCard to a device in close range or get their data onto another person's phone. Blue bugging, which allows hackers to remotely access a phone, and card whispering. SIM swapping or SIM card fraud is on the upswing as more cybercriminals target victims to take over their mobile phones. When we are talking about cellular networks, all us are aware of the race between countries to adopt 5G. Though it holds tremendous promise, this almost all software network will require retooling the security of the whole ecosystem. NFC or near-field connectivity is used by most of the mobile wallets today. NFC beaming bypasses some security controls. Rogue devices or payment terminals can use this vulnerability to infect devices with malware. If you do not report loss of SIM card, hackers may use it to obtain OTPs and misuse data on SD cards. Data wiping before phone resale, etc. is very important. The mobile charger has a component used for exchanging data also. If you charge your phones in public outlets, example railway stations, etc., without seeing what's behind the socket, you may actually be transferring data to another device. Smart mobiles today are equipped with a number of sensors, each of which may be used constructively. All these sensors monitor our behavior and track our movement, anticipating our needs. The accelerometer detects how fast your phone is moving. The gyroscope and magnetometer is about orientation. The barometer gives atmospheric pressure. The proximity sensors detect how close the phone is to an outside object. For example, if you bring the phone close to you to talk, the phone senses and the screen gets locked to avoid accidental key presses. We talk about the connecting technologies. The cameras are an inevitable part of the mobile's sensing capabilities. So, what can be the dangers? Here you are seeing a picture of how a man tricked Google Maps. He loaded 99 smartphones into a handcart and created a virtual traffic jam because Google relies on the speed of mobile phones for detecting traffic jams. KAPERSKY lists the following as the top 7 mobile security threats in 2020. Data leakage. Data minimalization is the key to security. Do not give unnecessary permissions to any apps. For example, if an app needs to take a photo, SMS permissions are unnecessary. Unsecured Wi-Fi has been discussed. Network spoofing, where fake Wi-Fi access points may be traps. Attackers require users to create account for free service, but the problem is that most users use the same passwords across services, including internet banking. Phishing attacks may happen as most email apps display only less information to accommodate small screen sizes. Spyware or stalkerware may be installed by friends, spouse, co-workers, or employees to keep track of your whereabouts and activity. Broken cryptography is where developers leave flaws in the code that allows attackers to modify high-level app functions. And the last one is improper session handling. For example, if I'm using Google Pay app to make a payment and suddenly I have someone knocking at the door. After the interruption, the payment service has to trace inactivity and ask for passwords to terminate sessions. Internet of Things finds many real-time applications like smart homes, where you're able to switch on connected bulbs or fans from a distant location, smart cities, smart vehicles, healthcare, smart grids, farming, logistics, and industries. As you can see, the number of connected devices is growing exponentially. Earlier, only PCs or computing devices were connected, but with Internet of Things, the potential targets of attack range from household appliances to almost anything. The first picture shows a smart car which could become life-threatening if a remote attacker can apply a brake when the car is moving at high speed. Smart homes. Imagine a situation where we could have smart gas pipelines instead of our LPG cylinders. Attacks could be launched leading to gas leakage. The last example is a bionic eye for a person with poor vision, which could be shut down for ransomware. The impacts are unimaginable, and many such hacks have been shown in recent movies, like driving the automated car out of the garage, use of infrared caps to prevent getting caught on cameras, decrypting pins using keypad tones, etc. Most of the kids today possess talking toys or apps like maybe Talking Tom or Talking Angela, which they love to use. Security firm Blue Box says use of apps that contain security flaws may lead to theft of passwords and other information. As you can see, the toy is equipped with everything: a mic, a speaker, Wi-Fi, that's allowing the world to be connected and work from home possible today. The new generation of toys sport a real-time internet connection for allowing the dolls to listen and process language from its own owners in real time. The conversation snippets are relayed to cloud servers for analysis, and an appropriate response is then transmitted. The vulnerabilities have been claimed to be patched, however. When using such apps, Toys, you need to be conscious of the kind of data that they are gathering and saving. Google Alexa. Security researchers have disclosed a new vulnerability affecting both Google and Amazon smart speakers that could allow hackers to eavesdrop or even phish unsuspecting users. It's been shown how these smart speakers can silently record users or ask for passwords. The device can be manipulated to fake having stopped listening but can still continue listening. However, there's no evidence that this vulnerability has been exploited. Attacks on webcams or surveillance cameras. Normally, surveillance cameras are deployed at home, industries, or military areas for security purposes. But the IP surveillance industry itself is super vulnerable to cyber attacks. Suppose, say, I'm accommodated in room number 21 in the second floor of a hotel. I wouldn't check to see if all other doors are opened. I would directly go only to my room. But what happens in the IP world? Micro, a Japanese company, has revealed that it has blocked over 5 million cyber attacks in 5 months. While more than 75% were only brute force login attempts, which does not require much technical knowledge. Some used malware like Mirai for distributed denial of service attacks, which cashed in on the fact that most users do not change the default username and passwords. So, war need not necessarily mean weapons anymore. Of course, we are witnessing what seems to be a bio-war, but here we are talking about cyber war. Today, war can just mean attacking critical infrastructure from a remote location. We are talking about smart cities where all essentials, supply like water, power, etc., may be controlled through systems. An attack on the control system can have devastating effects. Of course, we have heard attacks on the electoral polling system, which could change the fate of governments or countries. Here, we are also seeing an attack of healthcare systems, which could be blocked for demand of ransomware. It's happening. What you are seeing here is a uranium enrichment centrifuge facility at Iran. In 2007, Stuxnet was the first malware to attack physical infrastructure. Though the facility was air-gapped, the virus made its way through USB sticks, sat silently for 13 days to ensure that the fuel was filled, and attacked the PLCs used to automate machine processes. Stuxnet was truly offensive cyber weapon and a significant indication of state-sponsored groups engaging in cyber war. Crash Override is a malware that took down the Ukrainian power grid, 1/5 of the power of the country, in 2010, and it was the second major attack on a physical facility. On the right, you can see the potential disastrous effects of a sudden power failure. It may be life-threatening. Industry 4.0 is a confluence of many technologies, including automation, IoT, system integration, big data, the data generated from the numerous sensors or devices, cloud computing for storage requirements, and other services and analytics on the data for predictive control. The applications of Industry 4.0 include a reduction of unplanned downtime and increased productivity through prognostic health management tools and just-in-time maintenance. But with the benefits comes the dangers also: industrial sabotage and industrial espionage. TRISIS or TRITON exploited a previously unknown zero-day vulnerability in the firmware of industrial safety systems to trigger emergency shutdowns. The actual effects of its capability to manipulate the safety control systems are potentially more dangerous. Industrial espionage. We know that the designs, features, prices of new cars, mobiles, or electronic gadgets are kept as secrets until it is being released. Now, for example, Samsung has released its folding mobile. If some other company had access to the design and cost of the phone before it was released, it could give it for a cheaper price. The result would be a blow in terms of finance and reputation for the company. So all companies need to build a secure system to avoid industrial sabotage and espionage. With Industry 4.0, the backdoor entries to the system may be many. Digital twins or virtual replicas are another boon of technology. You can see a person controlling an industrial system from her computer. The second one is an example of cargo tracking, like we're able to track our Swiggy orders or Amazon orders. The last one is parking lot management system, where you're able to keep track of vacant lots from the convenience of your system. Digital twinning is a means for improved efficiency and securing your system by monitoring for attacks against the real system. But then you have to remember, when you have a digital replica of your real system, it's more susceptible to intellectual property theft, exposure of critical processes, and it may serve as a blueprint of the real system to the hacker. So, while digital twins can improve the security of IoT devices, it is critical to consider the security of the twins themselves. Software hardening makes the binary code hack resistant by transforming the code through entangling or merging functions or inlining functions, altering the control flow, etc. Ultimately making the binary code very hard to understand or reverse engineer. So this may help to protect digital twins against attacks. Blockchain can be thought of as a unified future solution in the security toolbox. As you can see over here, the hash of the previous blocks is being used as a chain, making it immutable. However, the ability for participants to remain anonymous while sharing data can increase security risks if not properly addressed. No denying that AI, artificial intelligence, is a boon to mankind. It is touching all aspects of human life, and cybersecurity is also no exception. It is a wonderful technology deployed in risk and behavior analytics. Say I normally make a credit card transaction in the range of 10,000 to 20,000. Suddenly, if I make a 1 lakh transaction, it may be viewed as an abnormal behavior, which AI will be able to detect. Just think of the number of connected devices that you may be having at home. The count may be in single digits, right? But even then regular updates and security patches are difficult. Just imagine the scale of connected devices with the Internet of Things and industrial IoT. So AI may help to automate these processes. Where firewalls may help in perimeter security measures, AI may help in defending against insider security threats and threat intelligence gathering. What is happening today is organized and state-sponsored crimes. Attackers and malware are evolving, and AI may help where traditional security is unable to scale. Here you can see a police officer who is using a trained dog for crime detection. It is just that as human beings, we have our own limitations and we can use alternative means to patch the gap. That's what exactly AI can do for us. Those who wish to pursue research in the domain of AI for cybersecurity can focus on one of these areas: spam filter applications, network intrusion detection and prevention, fraud detection, credit scoring and next best offers, botnet detection, secure user authentication, cybersecurity ratings, and hacking incident forecasting. AI may use these features to analyze and identify whether a software is malicious. The API is accessed by the software, the fields it has accessed, the amount of bandwidth and processor power consumed, and the data transmitted over the internet. On the other side, signal processing and NLP techniques are being used to decrypt passwords, so AI itself may serve as a threat to cybersecurity. Security is important regardless of whether data is stored on premises or in the cloud. The transformations are many. Organizations are moving from cloud to multi-cloud architectures, monolithic applications to microservices, and from virtual machines to containers. Though this gives an anytime, anywhere service, misconfigurations of the orchestrators like Kubernetes or Docker may pose significant security risks. Access control to APIs and policy-driven cyber hygiene are the keys for a secure cloud platform. Though DevOps increases agility and shortens releases, it should be borne in mind that it provides no magic for application security. Building a secure software development lifecycle is critical. Shadow IT is the use of IT devices, software applications, and services by the employees without explicit approval of the IT department. This has grown exponentially with the adoption of cloud-based applications and services. While it can improve employee productivity and innovation, it can introduce serious security risks like data leaks and compliance violations. The role of data analytics and media people in this COVID-19 period cannot be underestimated. All of us need data to protect ourselves from getting into accidental contacts. But still, the data revealed or stored should not be barging into the privacy of the patients. So as much as data analytics is important, the compliance to privacy issues and standards should be ensured. Quantum computing. The safety of our cryptographic algorithms rely on the cryptanalytic ability of our computers or processors. With the advent of quantum computing machines, what is safe today may not be safe tomorrow. So you can see a list of quantum safe algorithms for explanation as alternatives to existing quantum breakable algorithms. The listed algorithms include lattice-based cryptography, code-based cryptography, and multivariate cryptography. So with all that grazing over of disruptive technologies, organizations should bear in mind that security should be a forethought before rushing to adopt new technologies. It has become even more difficult because of the scale of connected things and the fact that no single vendor can provide everything. Some of the possible solutions include to have zero trust access, be extra thoughtful with the use of voice assistants, third-party softwares, and change of default passwords. Delete anything that you may not use in future. So these are just a list of references. So thank you. And just to tell you that man-made technology should aid man and not endanger him. Thank you.